Hi guys. So today I'm going to talk, we're going to do a part 1 and part 2 of graffiti names. And I'm going to start by talking you through how to create the bubble letters, the 3D letters from the entire alphabet. Because I think that if we know how to do each letter, it's just a little bit easier than just the letters that I am teaching with my name or other things, other names. So let's get started in learning how to pop out every letter of the alphabet. So here we go. Let's get this all, there we go. All we're going to do is we're going to start with some paper and a pencil, and you're going to start, I'm going to do the whole alphabet, all right? So you can pick and choose whichever letter you need, but I'm just going to write out A, B, C, D. You can sing it as you write it. F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, over here, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. All right, that's it. All I did was I just wrote out the letters of the alphabet. I wrote them regular, I wrote them in capital letters, and I'm going to show you how we're going to pop each one out. Now, on each letter, I'm going to add a little dash, just a little dash. If I have a line going down, vertical line, I'm going to make a horizontal line. If I have a horizontal line, I'm going to make a vertical line. So what I mean by that is I'm going to make a little small dash under my A, on top of my A. My B, I'm just going to extend it out because I don't really have any lines, right? They're kind of more bumps. C, line, and a line. D, same thing with my B. I'm just going to extend it out over there. Okay, we've got a lot for the E. We've got dash, dash, dash. We've got for F, dash, and on the bottom. And then the G, we can stick out the G like that. So we've got G, G, G. The rest curves. H, H, and on the bottom like that. On the sides of the I, tops and bottoms. On the sides of the J and the bottom. Top of the K, bottom, bottom, top of the L, side of the L, and we've got lots. Down, up, down, up, down. N, down, up, down, up. The O, we're just going to leave that O alone right now. No dashes for the O. P, we're going to do a little dash here, and then we can extend it out like we did for the D and the B. Anything that's rounded, right? We're just going to do that. All right, Q, this is a cool one. Just a dash here, just a dash here. So it's like a circle. It's like the O with like a little I sticking out. All right, over here we've got R. So I think you guys are getting the hang of this. That just kind of extends out a little. S, dash, dash, dash. For the T, this just looks still kind of boring, simple. I'm not making anything fancy. U is just curved. I'm just making these dashed lines to fancy up my letters right now. But that's all I'm doing. I'm not doing anything else. The fun part comes right now. Here we go. So I've got my ABCs, I've got my letters, and I have my dashes on the ends of all of my letters. And again, you can put the dashes wherever you want. You can add a few more, take a few away. It's up to you. So now what we're going to do is we are going to outline our entire letter. We're going to outline it. So I'm going to outline along with the dashes that I made. So I'm going to just pop around my outline. Bring it in, come down, bring it out because I'm following the line. So it's kind of like I'm tracing, but I'm not tracing right on top. I'm just tracing around. So I'm following the same lines, but I'm tracing around. Inside, when I have an inside letter like the A and the B, just follow the same line inside. So that's a triangle. So now what I have here is I have my popped out letter. So I just popped out and around. I just traced around the line that I made originally with the dashes. Same thing with the B. I'm going to trace around. I extended it out on the side. I trace around my lines. Just follow the same lines. And then inside here, I'm going to make the letter D up top, the letter D on the bottom. So any time I have a rounded letter that's popping bump, bump like that, I put a little D. So a D, I'm going to put a D inside my D. I'm going to put a small d inside my P. So all of those, the R, those are going to have little D's in it. All right? Well, let's keep going. Here we go. The C, trace around, up, well, across, up, curve it around, up, across, down, across, up, curve it around, up, and like that. So this is just a good way to learn how to pop out letters. You can play around and do it without the dashes. You could do it with circles. It's up to you. But this is how you learn how to pop out letters, by just tracing around. And here's that D inside, that smaller D. Just tracing around a regular plain old letter. That's it. You're just tracing all around it. Following along the lines that you've created. Those are your guidelines. And then you go down and around and follow those guidelines so that you have the same shape, but it's popping out. Obviously, we're left with these guidelines inside, and we will erase those. And that's why I always say my little ditty, draw light until you get it right. So when you are drawing it for your final copy, draw light, because we will erase it. And obviously, it's always easier to erase light pencil mark as opposed to erasing dark pencil mark. All right, my G, it can be complicated. Just follow the G for your guideline. Just follow it along. Just follow each line. As long as you are just looking at the direction of the line and following in that same direction, you are good to go. So that's all I'm doing. I'm just following the direction. I'm going across, I'm going up, I'm going across, and around. So I'm just going in all the directions and I'm popping everything out. So you can practice along with me with every letter of the alphabet, or you could just pick out the letters that you need for your name or the word that you decide to use. Oh, I went a little too far there, but that's okay because we draw light till we get it right. So I'll just erase that when the time comes. Pop it out, curve it around, come across, and just practice, have lots of practice paper, write out different words, write out different letters, and just practice, 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 right? That's how we get good at something. We just keep practicing over and over and over again. So we've got A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L. They're all starting to pop out. See how they look different already, right, from our regular plain old letters. Here comes the M. Lots of bumps and ups and downs and across and down and zigzag. And wee. And it, oh, by the way, also, nothing has to be perfect. This is just cool and fun. So if your letters, if your lines for your letters aren't straight, if they bump around and bump into each other, that's cool. That is cool. We don't want it to be factory made, right? We are not factories. We are people, and we like when things are a little imperfect because it adds to our art and it makes it look all the more cool and funky. So, all right, we've come to our O, our plain old O. This is what I do, okay? I am still going to outline my O. I'm still going to outline around my O. And I'm still going to outline the inside of my O, so I've surrounded my original O. And I will be erasing that middle line, all right? That's how we make our O. Okay, pop out our P. P, I pull out that line, follow along, down, and we're gonna make that D inside, right? That small D. All right, shifting over this way. Q, all right, Q, you're an interesting one. Okay, here we go. We're going to, anyone's name start with a Q? That would be really cool. Q. We're going to do like that, but then we're going to follow this I shape, right? Down and around and up. And then we're going to do the same thing on the inside. Curve around our circle part and then up, around, down, do, 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 do. And there we go. All right? It's a little trickier. You might want to practice that one over and over again if you have a word that you're doing with Q, or if your name starts with Q. And up and around for the R, and up and down and around and up and down and up and down. and the letter D. All right, here we go with my S. I made my S a little small, but that's okay. I'm gonna pop it around, down and up and down and up, and curve it around, and it meets at the other end. So this is how we are popping out all of our letters, and we are almost done. So again, you can fast forward, you can rewind and find the letters that you need to learn on how to pop out, or you can follow along with me and do every single letter of the alphabet. Curve it around. I think by now you should get the hang of it, but if you don't, just go back and start again. And go over and over and over again. Cool. I like how my V came out. That's a cool one. Here's a W. W for Mrs. Weinberg. Up and down and up and down and up and down and up and down. And this one's a little like that. So you're just kind of, when you go over on the lines, you're just imagining that the line is a rectangle. So you're just popping a rectangle around each one. So if it's easier to just make a rectangle around it, you can do that too. I just pop around, but you can always imagine a rectangle if that helps you with these dashes. And dash, 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 dash. Rectangle, rectangle, cool X. All right. Last two letters of the alphabet. Really, we go around and up. And we've got our Y. So the Y, same thing, follow along those dashes to make those little rectangles. And Z, last but not least, Z. If you live in Canada, we call it Z. I do not live in Canada, but my husband is Canadian. So I will say Z and Z for his sake. All right, this is what we have. This is where we're at, all right? All you're gonna do now is you can leave the middle part now, okay? Leave these guidelines, switch over to your black marker, all right? It can be a washable marker, a permanent marker, whatever you prefer. And you're now just going to go over everything you just made, but it should be easier now that you got the lines how you want them. And you're just going to go over the outside. Don't forget, if you have one of those letters that has an inside, you want to make sure you do the inside also. So that would be with my A and my B and my D. So I'm going to make my little D and my little D. And see how it's really popping now. Now it's really popping out because I've got my black marker. I am all about the black outlines. I love how black outlines just makes everything pop. All right, my D, actual D, and now I'm going to my E. And so this is what you're going to do. You're just going to outline the outside lines that you've created to pop out your letter. We are ignoring those guidelines inside. We are not going to outline those guidelines. Those guidelines are going to go bye-bye. And that's going to be after we get our guidelines. I'm sorry. Outlines, not guidelines, outlines. We are going to finish our outlines and then say goodbye to our guidelines. Let's get the words straight, Mrs. Weinberg. All right, I'm popping out my H, popping around. Woohoo! All right. Here we go. Here we go. We are getting there. We're almost there. Zoop. We need the time-lapse video now. Here we go. And L, up and around and around. M, my imperfect M, which I like. I think it's cool. You can just overlap and underlap, just like that. Is underlap a word? Underlap? And I'm popping around, my N. Yeah, so if any of the parts touch, you could just put one behind the other. Here's my O, circle in the inside, circle on the outside, leave that middle one alone. P, little D inside. All right, shifting gears, we've got our fun Q. Q for Quincy. Quinacridone magenta. Did you know that that's a color? quinacridone magenta. So if you're like, there's no color that starts with the letter Q, guess what? There is a color that starts with the letter Q. Can you tell I can't do two things at once? I cannot talk and draw at the same time. You guys, I cannot talk and draw at the same time. Oh my. A color that starts with the letter Q is quinacridone magenta. So go impress your friends and your parents and your siblings and be like, a color that starts with the letter Q is quinacridone magenta. All right, we're going to stop talking about that now because you're probably bored of that conversation. All right, we're almost to the end. We got W. Woo. All right. Sometimes when I pop them out, they kind of look like arrows. Some of these kind of popping out look like arrows when you create your rectangle outline. There's an arrow. And all right. Y. Oh, that creates an arrow. That's cool. Look at my arrow. That's a cool arrow. And around. All right. Last but not least, Z. This is also your chance if you want to add a little bit of different flair, change a lineup or anything like that, you can switch that up. All right. Ta-da. Now this is where we can erase. All right. So now you can erase your guidelines, the inside, all of that pencil mark. You can come back and start erasing. Okay, now that we're all cleaned up over here, we've erased our lines, wiped away those eraser pieces. All right, here we are. So now we're going to talk about some shading. We're going to talk about how we can really pop these letters off the page. We've widened them out, we've fattened them up, and now we're going to pop them up off the page. So this is where we're going to take our black marker again, and we are going to work on the right side of our letters. And the right side of our letters means we're going to go on each side of the right side. And that also means if you have a right side of the letter, meaning the A has a right side to this part of it. So what I mean by that is we're going to pop out the right side. I'm going to go here. I'm going to color down on this side. I'm going to color around, and I'm even going to pull it down underneath. Now I'm going to do that on the same side, the right side, on this side of my A. So I'm just following the lines, pulling it down. If it meets the other side of my A, that's cool, and I'm going to come down around. So I only did the right side of my A. I am not doing the left side of my A. All right, B. I'm going to color the right side. So that rounded part here, right, and pull it down, right side. Oh, that's my left side. Well, that's okay. You could do that like that. That works too. It doesn't have to be perfect. All right, now we're doing the C. You can start at the top, you can do the side. You can do the top, you don't have to. Bottom, come up and around the bottom, like that. D, side, bottom, and the right side of this stick. So what I mean by that is, yes, it's the left side of the inside bubble part, right, the D, but it's the right side of the back of the B. Does that make sense? So same thing here. It's the right side of the back of the D. So I'm coloring on this side. All right, E, side, bottom, up, bottom, down, side, bottom, up, down and around, side, bottom, up, and across. There's my E. And you can widen it out even more if you want. You can make them even thicker. The thicker the better. It just really makes it pop out. Okay, F. Side, bottom, same as the E basically. Down and around, side, bottom, up, down and around, side, and bottom. So yes, pop it out as much as you want. It's up to you. Just make sure it's nice and smooth. You might want to kind of go back around after you color. You're coloring back and forth, so it might be a little bit wavy and wonky. So you can just always go back and just kind of smooth out your lines after you color. G, right side. Right side. You can come up into the G, right side. Right side. Remember, this is the right side of this back part. Underneath, just always think about the right side of which line, right? Which line? H, side, side, because that's the right side of this side, right? It's got two sides to it. You're going to color both sides on the right, come down and around, this side, down, side, down, and bottom. Again, smooth it all out after you make your lines. All right, here we go. I, right hand side, down, up, down, across the bottom of your eye. All right, this eye has a right side to it. I'm gonna do the right side like this and the right side like that. All right, J, right side, bottom, up, curve it around. And the right side of that part, and the right side of there. All right, up and down. Again, practice. Color in parts of it. Color one side thick. Color the other side thick. See what works. See what looks good. See where it's popping out, where it looks like the shadows popping out. On the side of the K and the L. Bottom, bottom, across, up top, across, down, down, up, and across. There's my L. I can even do the bottom of this part of the L. So you can kind of look and see like, well, where does it need some popping? Just kind of go around and look and see, where do I need to thicken things up? It's really just kind of eyeballing it, see what looks good to you, see what looks like it's really popping off the page. Side, bottom, side here, bottom. There we go. All right, N. This gives your arm a nice workout too. Good coloring, huh? Bottom, bottom, side, side, bottom here. And the O. Again, this side of the O is the right side, so you're going to pop out this side, pull it down and around. And then this is the right hand side of this part of the O, so you're going to curve it down inside there too. And now we're going to do the P. The P is curve on this side, down, across, down, and across. Right side of the P over there. And you can even do that little underside right there over there. Okay, here we go. Other page. See the difference? Cool. Popping out, not popping out. So here we go. Let's pop these letters over here. So Q, this side. Up and down and around. This side. And this side. Just like our O. Can kind of come around also here. Okay, R. Pop. Down. Up, across, and down. Side. Right side. And right side. And underneath here. All right, and we're almost to the end of our alphabet. I had to take a coffee sip. Coffee, coffee. All right, underneath and around. And I can do the side here. And I can even do a little bit underneath here of my curved S. T, right side, underneath, up, underneath, side, across, down, underneath. And I can do this side also underneath because it meets on the other side. Same thing with my U. Under this side, curve it around, pop it out and curve it around. Same thing on this side of my U. Curve it around and underneath this side. So any line that has a bottom to it, right? Even our little rectangle pieces, those get popped out too on the bottom. So with my V, pop it out on the bottom, over here on the side, and on this side, and pop it out on the bottom. Same with the W, side, 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 bottom, side, bottom, bottom. Now this guy, he's got a lot of right sides. So we're gonna do right side here, and right side here. And X, side, well, see I did the top because it's kind of slanty. So is it the top, is it the side? Just try it out, have fun. If you accidentally pop something out and you did not want to pop it out, you could either just thicken the rest of the lines or go with it. Go with your mistake. Sometimes going with your mistake ends up being a happy accident. All right, and Y. Line across, down, underneath. And see, even I get stumped sometimes. Okay, oh, let's get over there too. And last but not least, we've got our Z/Z. Here we go. Right hand side, underneath, side, side, underneath, 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 and over here and underneath. Boom. We got ourselves, oh, and see, we got that side too. Oh, and over here. Okay, and there you have it. We've got our popped out letters, the entire alphabet. So if you need to figure out all of the alphabet, you're right, all of the letters, they're all here for you to kind of look and see. I'm just looking and seeing, okay, well, where did I miss? Did I miss any spots? Do I want to thicken up any lines? Where do I want to pop things out more? Where do I want to color things in more? And just have fun with it. Just have a good time with your popped out letters. Part 2 will be how to take these popped out letters and incorporate them into some really cool graffiti art. All right, I hope you guys had a fun time learning how to pop out some graffiti letters. Now, I'm gonna go finish my coffee and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.